I am no longer alone at the desk, as we've got two of the best in the business at covering college basketball, Jeff Goodman, Rob Dauster. They're both over there at the Field of 68 covering the great game of basketball out here in lovely Las Vegas. And gentlemen, it's great to have you aboard tonight. Thank you.
Great to be here. Listen, it's our pleasure. We've been here for a few days. You gave us the open invite, so we were going to make sure before we left Vegas, we had to be on the Greg Peterson Experience.
We had to. We had no choice. I'm just glad that I can finally be on a show with a host that knows how to read a piece of paper.
Wow.
Hey, well, Rob, this Greg Peterson Experience does have a little bit of affinity for you, because I still remember when you were driving back, I believe that it was for, like, what was it, a UConn versus...
It was the UConn-Providence game.
UConn-Providence
He helped keep
game.
me up. I called in at like 2:45 in the morning.
Yes. We called you at 2:45 in the morning, and lo and behold, you come out here to Las Vegas to take a look at UConn, and I just want to get your thoughts on this. How you guys have seen this UConn team quite a bit up close and in person. Just how dominant is this team going into the Final Four? Because I was thoroughly impressed by what I saw on Saturday.
They're dominant is the perfect word for them. The way that they can defend, what they're doing offensively, the fact that Adama Sanogo has been able to kind of become their anchor in the post. And you combine all of that with the fact that none of those guys are even their leading scorer. And the biggest thing, Greg, is they were able to unlock Andre Jackson. When they went through that run.
Unlocked.
They did, but it's true.
Unlocked them.
They did.
I call him,
like they locked them up before. Like he couldn't do anything.
I call him Andre 3000 Jackson, by the way.
It was. I call him something else. I'm not allowed to say it on this radio show right now. But the fact that teams have to guard him now, like that was the biggest thing. People weren't guarding him. And Gonzaga tried to do that last night, and UConn found a way around it. But engaging his defender is the key for UConn, and they've done that.
Yeah, I mean, with Andre Jackson, he's just got such a great skill set, and now they're going to be going up against a Miami team that their offense looked so awesome.
It's a real team finally, Greg. They've beaten 4 tomato cans.
Here we go.
UConn,
here we go.
UConn homer
here we go.
Here.
Hey, Greg,
they
real
beat
quick.
Iona. Listen, Iona. Then they beat St. Mary's when Alex Dukas got hurt.
Yep.
Looked like me moving around at halftime. Could barely get in the chair. Then they beat Arkansas without Trevin Brazil and Nick Smith, basically without him, because he's barely played. And then they beat Gonzaga, team that's got one dude, Drew Timme, nothing else.
I have a question for you, Greg. I'm taking over hosting duties right now. I have a question for you.
I love it.
Who are the 4 coaches that Dan Hurley beat on the road to the Final Four?
Well, he had to beat Slick Rick Pitino, the Must Bus, Eric Musselman. He had to take down a guy that I have a great affinity for, in Randy Bennett, who's done great things at St. Mary's, and he took down Mark Few.
Yeah, not a bad list of coaches.
But the 4 of them did not have great teams. Miami, would you agree, is clearly more talented overall than any of those 4 teams.
They are the best offensive team remaining in the field. Offensive team, absolutely. I have my question marks with their defense, though.
Yeah, they're not great. They're not great defensively, but they can keep up with UConn scoring the ball. Listen, I'm messing around with them because I actually think UConn's been terrific. And I like to give Rob a little bit of a hard time for his affinity and infatuation with the Huskies.
Well, how could you not be infatuated?
They've been
look at what you're
They've
watching.
been so bad for so long that I actually feel pretty good for him because he's had nothing to feel good about since Kevin Ollie since Shabazz Napier won the national title.
Yeah, I've had to deal with him like every day, and now I actually have something that I enjoy in my life. So that's always a benefit.
And I do think that the matchup that we are going to be seeing in the Final Four between UConn and Miami is such a fascinating one, because I always default a little bit more to defensive teams when it comes to the NCAA tournament. I mean, you take a look at the KenPom defensive efficiency numbers, you always need a top 30 defense. Miami would be the team that would be breaking the mold for that, but this Miami offense has been doing it time and time again, putting up 85 points against Houston, off night or not. That is something that really stands out to me, and they just put up 88 points on Texas, so I want to get your thoughts on this matchup because it's the ultimate offense versus defense game.
Yeah, and usually guards win. This is a case where I'm not sure guards win this one because UConn's got enough. They've got Sanogo
and Tristan
and
Newton is a good guard, too.
Good, not great. I think collectively that's what makes UConn so good, right? They've got so many different pieces that they can kind of take over, right? You got Sanogo, then you go to Klingon. Jordan Hawkins can take over a game anytime he wants. Like you said, Newton has had games where he's carried UConn.
2 triple-doubles this year.
They've got shooters all over the court as well. So I'm kind of with you. I think UConn's the favorite and the clear favorite for a reason. But if Isaiah Wong gets going and Nigel Pack gets going and Norchad doesn't get in foul trouble,
The big thing for
there's a lot of ifs.
I think you know that at least one of Nigel Pack, Jordan Miller, Wooga Poplar, Isaiah Wong, like 2 of those guys are going to go off. At least one, probably
but the 2 have to me, you have to have Wong and Pack go off.
Yeah, well,
they got to both be good. They can't. One of them cannot have an off night.
Yeah,
for them to win.
But I'm not worried about Miami scoring. To me, the big thing for me is what are they going to do on the glass? How are they going to keep this team off of the
need
offensive
20
glass?
rebounds.
Yeah, he's going to have to get every rebound.
He's a beast. He is. I mean, I saw him up close last week in Albany, and he is a beast. He's just, he's probably 6'6.5", maybe. Long arms, so he'll have a chance. Against Sonogo, I just think he'll be worn down.
I do think he's
fighting Sonogo for whatever it's going to be, 30 minutes, and then you got Klingon coming in, and the one thing he can't do on those lobs to Klingon, and there's just nothing he's going to be able to do with Klingon. There's nothing anybody can do. Mm-hmm. Maybe Zach Edey with Klingon. We need that matchup at some point, don't we?
Yeah, we do, but unfortunately for Purdue, they made like every single Big Ten team has for a very, very long time at its greater.
See, he knows how to do transitions. He knows how to do teases.
Here's what I'm going to do.
Can you watch, Greg?
I'm going to take out my notes app. I'm going to write it down. This is what to do. This is how you do a transition.
Greg,
I got it.
Is there like a
Can
Greg
you talk
Peterson
into the mic,
school?
please? Do you know how to speak into the mic?
Is there a Greg Peterson school that he can go to?
The Twitter feed at @GUnit_81. We give out as many tips as humanly possible.
No, but we need school for specifically for Dauster.
Goodman, this is how you're going to be able to do transitions. You have to run 13 miles a day in 115-degree heat, right? You have to be able to predict every single game.
How many miles did you run today?
And college basketball.
I ran 13 miles today.
See, I told you, man. Look at that.
Dude is unbelievable.
That's probably why he's in shape and we look like this.
Yeah. Well, you had dessert.
I did, and it was delicious.
Now, where'd you guys go?
Berries.
Very nice.
Downstairs. Yeah. What an unbelievable spot.
That is. Wow. I totally agree with you. Almost as unbelievable as Florida Atlantic versus San Diego State. This is exactly what people like me absolutely love, because when it comes to a matchup like this, I know that there's a lot of people on Twitter being like, oh, these aren't the blue blood schools or anything like that. I think that this is tremendous. What do you guys make out of this game? Because with San Diego State, they've got the most dominant force out there with their defense, but I feel like Florida Atlantic is a more well-rounded team, and because they played in Conference USA, they're used to going up against super fast teams, super slow teams, and I honestly think playing in that conference with the wide variety of styles bodes well for them.
So you've made this point over and over again today since San Diego State clinched the Final Four. Florida Atlantic is like San Diego State Junior. They kind of do the same thing. They're kind of built the same way, kind of the same style, kind of the same mindset. So it's very hard to sit here and say Florida Atlantic is going to find a way to beat San Diego State, which is exactly why I have Florida Atlantic winning, because every game so far, we've said that. We said it against Tennessee.
Memphis. I have Florida Atlantic beating Memphis.
And they almost didn't. That's the beauty of this tournament, is if they can keep, was it Elijah Martin who had the game winner in the first game?
Elijah Martin.
Yeah. If they can keep him from getting to his left hand on that last possession of Memphis then Florida Atlantic's not even here. Memphis is playing Fairleigh Dickinson.
If they give Memphis the timeout.
Yes.
That too.
Yes. No, but that's why I have Florida Atlantic winning, is because we've counted them out nonstop every step of the way. You haven't picked them once.
I just said I picked them against
Memphis.
Memphis.
A lie. You did not.
I did. I picked them. But listen, here's the big thing, and you kind of alluded to it before. Of a lot of people are going to be criticizing the 4 teams, right? We don't have a blue blood. We don't have a Duke. We don't have a Carolina. We don't have a Kentucky or a Kansas. For us, diehards, I love this. I love, it's unique. We may never see it again. I think we will, especially in the next 2 years because of the extra COVID year. You got, the portal. Everything kind of hit at once, right? The portal, NIL, the extra COVID year, and then Inflategate. You know about Inflategate?
Yes. I do.
What do you think about Inflategate?
Here we go.
Very interesting, to say the least.
Right? Are we going to start an investigation, you and I?
If we do, it'll have to be in hour number 2, because we're going to need to make a little bit of transition. We are up against it. The gentleman of the field of 68, Jeff Goodman, Rob Dauster, joining me here on the Greg Peterson Experience. Guys, great to have you aboard, and hopefully you enjoyed Vegas.
Love you. Great job. Keep doing what you do. You are honestly elite at what you do.
Visit VEASAN.com to get current odds, listen for free, find showtimes, and download VEASAN's sports betting podcasts.